they completely lied on Shedeur from start to finish for the whole draft process. All of these fake stories in order for Shedeur to slide.
We got a little update, man. Shout out to the Cleveland Brown insiders, bro. I know they've been hating a little bit. They be looking a little spooky at times, but they got to keep it real today. And I'm here to tell you, they letting it be known that Shedeur Sanders will see the field at some point during the 2025 season.
The Cleveland Browns seem to believe they are managing a magic show rather than a football club. They have been pretending that supporters are blind to the truth while playing peekaboo with Shedeur Sanders' starting position. He's not prepared one moment, and then he's covertly setting defenses on fire during practice. Is it possible that the Browns believe they could outsmart the internet? They were revealed more thoroughly than a middle school student who lied about completing homework. Spoiler alert.
Fourth quarterback. I don't think you need one on the practice squad.
No.
I mean, if most teams are in a spot where they're like, you know what, we're good with what we have. And what we'll do is, instead of tying up a practice squad spot, we'll work the waiver wire as needed if we get to that point.
Right.
To me, this screams what you touched on earlier, and that's what I planned to say in this segment was, Joe Flacco is old and fragile. They know there's a very real possibility they could turn the page to number 2 Dylan Gabriel before week 7. So if that's the case, that means Shedeur is a snap away.
The entire Cleveland Browns hoax is clearly obvious to fans. It's not some intricate football strategy. Disguised as a depth chart decision, it's a reality TV rating gimmick. They have not provided a specific date or even a hint as to when Shedeur will take over. Rather, they're keeping viewers waiting like a terrible Netflix cliffhanger. Watch next week. He might begin, or he might not. Perhaps he simply jogs onto the field to give a Gatorade to someone.
Thankful and take full advantage of the opportunity, or you could look at like, dang, this is what I've been asking for, I'm not prepared, so I'll say I've been able to sleep good at night, knowing I was playing. I didn't know I was playing till, one of the days that was close. and then I just prepared it as normal, but it was definitely that switch and it kicked in. And when you out there on the field, it's different. Like, you understand, ball's ball. Ball never been a problem for me. It's, whatever optics or whatever everybody makes up after outside.
It's not about competitiveness. The Browns are essentially holding the entire fan base hostage with hypothetical situations. It has to do with advertisements. This type of manipulation is more appropriate for a terrible soap opera than an NFL team. More than a network attempting to cram a season finale into 3 episodes, the team is maximizing suspense. In essence, every press conference is an infomercial. Keep an eye out. You can't predict when the rookie will appear. They're not formulating a strategy. They're increasing their ratings. The depth chart isn't the point. The Nielsen chart is at issue.
Shedeur is a snap away.
Right.
What they're telling you by this move is, we think Bailey is the best available quarterback right now. And that landscape can change week to week. And we know how quickly quarterbacks go down in the first couple of weeks of a season.
Right.
Bailey will be scooped up by somebody as a safety net. We better get him because we're likely going to need one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see. We don't know for sure that that's the reason, but
that's my theory.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
My theory is they think Shedeur is
why
not
else
ready
would you
for...
keep a 4th quarterback who, in Bailey's app, he stinks?
Fans are also not stupid. This tactic is not new to them. Teams frequently play coy with rookies. However, the Browns are going above and beyond. This is more than simply a mystery. This is a comprehensive marketing plan. Shedeur is being transformed into a human lotto ticket. You might hit the jackpot and watch him throw a pass if you purchase enough scratch-offs. They profit from every interested viewer in the interim. At the moment, the Browns have no desire to win games. Their goal is to gain airtime.
Sanders, Kevin Stefanski, they've had all sorts of quarterback injuries. He's going to start Friday. And he'll only have one practice with the ones, and he's going to start. And this is now being called sabotage. And this is not just like crazy internet dweeb. It's like network people. It's sabotage. Cleveland doesn't want him to succeed. Okay, let's start with this.
Fans of the Browns are being treated like slot machine gamblers, pushing quarters to see if 3 cherries line up. Additionally, they are aware that it is effective. Shedeur Sanders is more than a novice. He is a plot point. Every week, he makes the news. Fans continue to argue in bars and flame up social media because of the what-if scenario. In fact, they receive more attention for not starting him than if they did, because the story peaks when he enters and takes over. However, the tension will never end if they keep him in the background. Each game turns into a will they or won't they episode. Cleveland's season has become a poorly written romantic comedy. The fans understand, they are aware of the strings. However, they continue to tune in. No one wants to be the one who misses Shedeur's first appearance on the pitch despite everyone's complaints. It's similar to missing the precise episode in which the long-awaited twist in your favorite program is revealed. It's the kind of cunning manipulation that makes you roll your eyes and still hold on to your popcorn. The group is no longer even concealing it. Every action shouts ratings grab.
Who says, I don't necessarily trust this coaching staff to develop a quarterback or to evaluate the quarterback position. They've made some really oddball decisions at this position over the last several years, and I don't blame anybody for questioning, do these guys actually know what they're doing?
I don't think that's unfair at all. The thing I would say is that they're desperate. They're very desperate. Like the entire organization is desperate. And if you really think they're going back to the coaches' offices and all getting around the table after sessions and being like, guys, Shedeur is unbelievable, but
And the hilarious part is that the Browns' own tormented fan base is the ideal target for this strategy. These folks have experienced heartache for decades. They have witnessed seasons that ended before Halloween, coaches who were unable to control a game clock, and quarterbacks who were incapable of hitting a barn door. Therefore, it turns into an obsession when a name like Shedeur Sanders appears with swagger, buzz, and genuine talent. The supporters are desperate for him to be seen. They are prepared to endure the deception. To cling to the hope that things might eventually change, they will endure the tension, the ambiguity, and the maybe next week. This vicious little dance is something Cleveland has perfected. Even though mystery boxes are usually laden with disappointment, many can't resist them. Being aware of this, the Browns are making the most of it. It's hilarious how transparent it is. Consider a football team that is so intent on maintaining tension that they neglect to win games. That's the Browns, though. They are not limited to the AFC North. They work in the entertainment sector. They have made the NFL season a binge watch, and Shedeur a cliffhanger. Fans are aware of it. They make fun of it.
Rookie minicamp and training camp. He knows the playbook, the head coach, the coordinator, and his teammates. And because he only gets one practice with the ones, it's sabotage. You've got to be kidding me. Stop pandering. Stop protecting media. The great ones would consider this an amazing opportunity. And he probably does. But we got to stop this. If I was Kevin Stefanski, and they're hemorrhaging quarterbacks because of injuries, and we don't need to see Joe Flacco. The last thing we need to see is Joe Flacco. I would make an argument, well, rich dad, famous dad, let's give him a little turbulence.
However, they also watch every week because, deep down, they don't want to miss it if Cleveland finally lets the child loose at this game. The Browns are operating a shoulder pad drama opera rather than a football season, and the fans, who are secretly enjoying every moment of it while simultaneously acting as the victims and the audience, are rolling their eyes. Shedeur isn't even required to take the field just yet. He is already the team's most talked about player, not because of his past actions, but rather because of his potential future actions. Cleveland desires it precisely that way. Anticipation has been turned into a weapon by the franchise. They develop a larger plot by keeping Shedeur on the ice rather than having him win games. Furthermore, Cleveland has never been very good at winning games, let's face it. However, because the prospect is too strong to ignore, the fans will continue to watch. Cleveland is also aware of it. They are well aware of their actions. They're not forming a group. They are creating tension. Plays are not being run by them. They have a lengthy scam going on.
Fans will continue to attend the upcoming episode know of how much they scoff, because the cliffhanger is the product when it comes to Shedeur Sanders and the Browns.
Him and everybody else that we talked to have said that Shedeur looks good. He looks really good.
Yes.
He looks better. And we got Zach that say Dylan Gabriel ain't even an NFL quarterback.
That's true.
So how is it that this man can't get a rep with the ones, but that non-NFL
100%.
quarterback can?
We all
what
agree with
sense
that.
Does that make?
It makes no sense.
Clearly, the guys running the team disagree with us.
Man,
It doesn't make any
and they're
sense.
the ones
what are y'all trying to? What is the goal of this year?
The Browns front office seems to think that fans are more credulous than they actually are. Yes, they have been made fun of and dragged along for years, but eventually you get tired of the same old ploy. You don't purchase a ticket for this circus in the hopes that the elephant will eventually learn to walk on one foot. It's football. Supporters are wise enough to avoid wasting 3 hours on a game in which Shedeur Sanders hasn't yet started. They aren't purchasing popcorn to watch the same old backup routine repeated. Here, they are aware of the play. They are aware of the distinction between a bait and switch and a promise. Instead of being pushed about like a teaser trailer, Shedeur deserves better. There is no mid-credit scene with him. He is the entire film. He shouldn't be an unexpected burst of enthusiasm during another dreary Brown performance. He is meant to be in charge of everything. Because they are aware of this, they won't be duped into watching him jog onto the field for a token handoff or hold a clipboard. They're not here to do that. Not the sparkler, but the fireworks are what they're here for.
Their latest depth chart, and Shedeur is still number 4. I don't believe it. He's definitely not going to be their week 1 starter. If I were Shedeur, I wouldn't even want to be the week 1 starter. The Browns open with the Bengals, but then they go Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers. Those are not defenses I'm interested in playing. When Flacco inevitably gets benched, I think Shedeur is now in pole position. Now maybe they'll go to Pickett, but I think that would be asinine.
The Browns have misjudged the true value that fans place on their time. Nowadays, people don't just observe mindlessly. Reel heights, social media posts, streaming videos, and all the instant satisfaction you could want are all available. When you can watch Shedeur's brief online presence 2 minutes later, why endure hours of mediocrity waiting for a maybe? These days, fans are more astute and brutal in their focus. They aren't watching if Shedeur isn't starting. It's that easy. Shedeur isn't simply another inexperienced player vying for a spot. Everyone wants to see him. He is the one with the personality, talent, and hype. Restricting him doesn't keep him safe, it makes him look weaker. It conveys the idea that the Browns are more concerned with maintaining the drama than with providing their greatest player with an equal opportunity. When fans witness it, they get resentful and refuse to continue to cooperate.
For the Cleveland Browns, I don't believe he starts a game this year, obviously barring injury, which is the conversation you and I had. And if he doesn't get an opportunity to start a game this year because of injury and show something different than he was able to show this preseason, I don't believe they view him as a franchise builder, a franchise starter. And I'm gonna admit something on TV that you probably shouldn't. I'm rooting for Shedeur Sanders. I wanted to turn the film on and be able to come on First Take, be on Get Up, and be on NFL Live and pound the table that he has been done wrong.
The Browns' belief that they are outwitting the audience adds to the humor, as those supporters are sitting at home contemplating, perhaps this week he'll receive 5 complete plays. No, the narrative has been reversed by supporters. They are reserving their energies for the week he actually begins, when the real show begins. They have made it clear that we are not expected in the seats, so either give Shedeur the stage. The Browns don't exactly have the luxury of stalling, let's face it. They don't have unending patience with a dynasty. For many years, this franchise has yearned for stability. It's absurd that they would choose to trot out another mediocre lineup rather than give Shedeur the opportunity he merits. Fans will no longer put up with that level of ineptitude. They're calling for reform. The demand is also straightforward. Let the child play.
This is the most hype they've ever had. Like, it's the Browns.
Exactly.
So, he got drafted to the wrong team. That Sanders name, I'm telling you right now, there's only one person that understands business, and he will trade his quarterback for Sanders. Dallas is where Sanders is gonna be.
Wow.
Because that name on the back of that jersey is legacy, and he's gonna want that to ring bells around the globe.
The fans' unity on this is the best aspect. Supporters of Cleveland are often accustomed to arguing about anything: coaching choices, draft selections, and play calls. However, there is no question about Shedeur. He ought to be the starting, everyone says. Such a unified fan base is uncommon, and that should frighten the front office, because you'll be in trouble when the supporters start disagreeing with you instead of each other. And hype isn't the only factor. Shedeur is deserving of the starting position since he has earned it. Anyone who pays attention may see his work, presence, and ability. Respect for Shedeur's deserved opportunity, respect for the game, and respect for the spectators' time. The Browns seem to be spitting in all three of their faces every week when he doesn't start, and the fans won't put up with it. They'll stop paying attention. They'll leave. They will hold off until Cleveland gives Shedeur the part he deserves, which is the obvious thing to do. The Browns have already lost the plot, even if they can continue to act as though their little suspense game is working.
With the threes, anyone with half a brain could see 4 of the 5 guys got waived yesterday. He was running for his life. I mean, if I'm that kid's father, uncle, brother, I'm going, you know what? Let us go somewhere we can try and play.
Please.
We can be developed. There never was a 4-man competition. Never. Shedeur was never in the competition. And if that's how the Browns see it, rightfully so. Why'd you draft him?
Supporters are not duped. They will not be lured into never-ending waiting rooms. They no longer show up as a precaution. They're present when it matters most. When Shedeur Sanders is ultimately granted access to the crime and permitted to carry out the purpose for which he was brought, Cleveland is stuck watching reruns until then. Reruns are also not watched by fans. It's actually quite easy in the end. Give Shedeur the opportunity he merits. Let him kick off each match. Give up tinkering with smoke and mirrors. The supporters are aware of what they desire and when it will be performed. Cleveland will learn the hard way that you can't fool people into allegiance if they don't get the message quickly. You cannot entice them to show concern. By giving it your all on the field, you earn it.